Hello everybody, how's it going tonight? So it's now November the 18th. It's about 10 p.m. Central Standard Time here in Manitoba, Canada. And today we're going to do a quick rapid fire snapshot evening market scan very quickly just to catch everybody up in the market. And then after that, we're going to do kind of a summary video of what happened since November the 5th. I think a lot of people have gained tons of experience since November the 5th. That's when that big bull run started, where we've seen some coins do up to 7, 8, 900% gains there. And for a lot of people, I'm sure that they were flustered, where, if you are a little bit newer in the market, excuse me, and all of a sudden you start getting into a market like this from November the 5th, where it's very bullish, sometimes the best decisions are not made. So when bad decisions are made, that's how you can lose a lot of money, right? Entering and exiting trades because of not being sure. I used to do that a lot. Like when I started, 2015, 2016 kind of days, right? Like super early days where I would hesitate to go into a trade and back out of it. And the small profits kind of add up, right? When you're just not having a solid plan that's going to get you into a trade, and make sure that you ride your position according to your stop losses and your risk to reward setups. And despite it being a bull market, even though people say things like anybody can look like a genius in a bull market, it's really not true at all. Okay, I know a lot of people that I've just seen tweet here and there where they're not the most experienced traders and they're trying to short a market in a bull rally. Like you don't really do that kind of stuff unless you're, in all seriousness, unless you're a Silicon crypto. No, really though, you really don't. You really don't do anything like that, right? Unless you have the experience, like it's not like you guys are Mr. Sir Fibonacci. I'm just kidding. So yeah, like rules are simple. Kind of stick to not shorting the market in a bull rally, okay? Because you don't want to do that since you don't have the experience yet. I'm saying this as a fact. I'm looking at you. I'm grabbing you by the head right now, okay? I'm grabbing you by the head and I'm shaking it with love and I'm flicking you on the forehead at the same time. And I'm telling you this, okay? That don't try to scalp and day trade like for a while if you're not winning right now, okay? If you're a professional, you're not watching this video of mine, okay? Yeah. In fact, you're not in crypto at all. If you were a real professional, honestly, you would be in Wall Street, okay? Not invested in crypto, because professionals know that the value of crypto is going to nowhere. So, right? You'd be working for JP Morgan, okay? If you were any professional, you know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that, like, stick to higher time frames first, because when you can gauge things in a higher time frame, it allows you to start zooming in on the smaller pictures to kind of get an idea of it, right? Of everything. Do you know what I mean? So you look on a big time frame and then say a 4 day or like 6 hour or like a daily, and then eventually you might get curious in between those like 2 or 3 6 hour candles, which could be 12 to 18 hours. You'd be like, oh, what's going on in there? Then maybe you could start going to like a lower time frame so you can get a better idea of what happens during that entire candle. Because even though like let's just say this day here is November the 13th, it looks like one big green bar going to the upside. At the same time, if you zoom in on it, like if you go to like a 15-minute chart, it doesn't just show that. Like that was what they like. I have such a short-term memory right now. 13. I was just testing you guys to see if you knew who's on top of it. Do you guys actually remember that date? I bet you guys are doubting it right now. It's actually November the 13th. Ha! Just tricking you guys. I actually have to check it again because of my short-term memory. No, I'm just joking, guys. I'm just completely joking. It's November the 13th. Okay, hang on a second. I gotta write that down before I forget. 13. I have to drag it with me everywhere we go now to make sure I remember. We're going to the third. I'm just kidding, guys. uh, I get a little bit more loose at night, a little bit more joking. This is me like sober too, by the way, not even a beer or anything, just so you know. So here's the 13th, okay? The 13th to the 14th. What we see, the 13th to the 14th, in this box over here, like here's right at midnight-ish. Right at midnight-ish. Oxymoronic Silicon crypto. Do you guys know the word oxymoronic? I'm not being condescending, okay? But let me explain it to you. I'm just kidding. I'm just on fire today. So oxymoronic is kind of funny. Did you catch me what I did there? I said it's exactly here-ish. It's kind of like two contradictory things that you say to each other, right? It's exactly here and then ish. So I just caught myself in an oxymoronic moment. I find it funny. So if you look on the 12-hour or over 1 hour here, even though on the daily it looked like one big bar up, and it did, right? But you're still seeing dips. Okay, I should actually keep this up here. This is more like a good lesson video. Okay, you guys are gonna appreciate it. I know it. Anybody following me long enough usually just stops following me because they like just get it. Like after a period of time, I'm not kidding. A lot of my followers just get it and then they disappear and then they're like doing well. And they get like a message like 2 years down the road and they're like, look at my profits, Silicon Crypto. I now... It's usually a picture of like some crazy car like an Audi R8 or like some... I don't know. Pretty crazy cars that people have shown me that they bought. And after like 2-3 years, some of them got really, really good, I remember. So here, this is like, we'll just say this is in a day, okay? You're seeing it like, it spike up a lot, like 7%, but it still dips. 3%, right? Dips 2% there. This one's a bigger one. 3%. This one here dips 7% or 7% there. This one is dipping all the way down to here at the very final spot, not the 10%, right? So what I'm saying is that like it looks like one green bar going to the upside, but eventually you're gonna be able to dissect what happens in that one daily candle, which is what I just showed you here, and then you'll be able to dissect it even more by expanding it and looking at a lower time frame. So I'm just basically saying that, you know, stick to higher time frames. It might be a little bit better for you, okay? And you guys don't see shit on the fucking screen right now. Good thing we haven't really been talking about anything much right now. I was gonna like start the whole thing over, but all you guys really missed was like my little pep talk here, and then I'll just show you what you missed, which is really nothing at all. Okay, I'm done making it big now. I just want to give you guys those speech there. So I'm just talking about the daily, okay? Where on the daily, it shows as, you know, one big green bar. But if you go to like a lower time frame, on the 13th here, it shows a lot of different dips, right? So when you get good on higher time frames, you can then start to look at on lower time frames. And yeah. So this bull, you know, I should just make this video about like kind of like a general vibe on the market and just my thoughts on the rally. And then we can dive into like another time about just a market video, because this one's gonna be public anyways, okay? So like, you know, every coin that we see, let's get a chart of 8 up here, okay? Let's get a chart of 8. Oh right, I only got the one where you can make 4 because I never use 8 because it looks ugly. Like it's so tiny. I don't like this either. I like it. I kind of like this the best. This is my favorite, like 3. It's around here is perfect in my opinion. So anyways, let's just go to 4 charts here. Let's just get the top coins. We're just gonna look at it on the daily now. Now that we got a little bit more info, we can look at these coins on the daily. Okay, so I'm just gonna give my general thoughts of kind of the whole market and just explain how like the rallies work and just how corrections work and what to expect. Because it can be very complicated when you know, let's say some people are newer in the market. It can be really freaking complicated and frustrating to kind of see what happens next, how it can happen, you know, what are some general guidelines you can follow to protect yourself, how you can find some profits in this crazy chaotic environment, right? So let's go to this one here. Let's go to AVE, Alpha, Wi-Fi, CRV, okay? And then we'll do Uni, Sushi, CVC, like the bigger ones, the big guys, okay? So clearing everything from scratch, you see that every coin from November the 5th has made some ridiculous highs. Okay? You see Alpha kind of do some, aside from RSI, we're just going to talk about price action. And then you can just gauge which one is the most bullish just by kind of looking at it, okay? Which one is the most bullish to you guys looking at it? I'm dead serious. I'm going to give you guys some time to answer this. Look at all these 4 coins. See the names are on each one as well. Which ones are the most bullish? Or which one is the most bullish? And if you don't know how to answer that, ask yourself this. What kind of chart would look the most bullish? And which one resembles it the most? So what would even a bullish chart look like? I'm dead serious. Okay, I got a really important point. So if you answered this guy here, Alpha, as the most bullish, you're absolutely right. Okay? It's the most bullish and it's the most volatile. So let's just test it. I didn't even do it based off of price. Okay, based off how like the percentage or anything like that at all. The reason why I simply said that is because of how the chart looks. Okay. Now some charts are linear. Let's just maximize this for a second. Some charts are linear, where it just kind of smoothly goes up. Some chart more so takes longer. Some chart kind of goes like this. Right? Some charts go smooth up linearly. Some charts taper off near the end. They kind of rally like that and then they taper off. But they're still going to go up. Eventually, there's a demise that's equal and slow. And then there's the best ones, which are these ones, which are parabolic moves up. These parabolic moves to the upside are the best because they're volatile as crazy, as you can imagine, and they also correct an equal force. This one corrected 50%, right? So you can just tell based on the structure that Alpha is the best coin to be kind of interested in right now. So these are the kind of coins that you want to trade. You want to take a look at it and just be like, that is the coin that looks awesome. It is so volatile. I want to get in on it. And then you look at some other coins, right? Like SXP, for example. Let's just look at it because, it made some nice rallies. SXP, it's not a nice coin. When you look at it, it'd be a nice high. Okay, it got a massive rally, 64%. Came down, but now it's doing nothing. It's neutral. You compare that to a coin such as, Alpha, right? It's so I'm just basically trying to identify how to pick coins. So this is obviously a clearly a good point, a pick, and a coin like SXP, maybe not the best, right? And you look at a coin like Link here, it's been doing the exact same thing for a very long time. It's not a coin that you would even have on your radar. Do not even look at this coin right now if you're a day trader. You look at a coin like, even Ethereum is questionable, okay? Ethereum is questionable because it creates this high here, for example, in September, and now we're finally getting the double top-ish for now, assuming it. So then if you look at a coin like Link, Link here didn't even come close to double topping August. Not even friggin' close at all. It barely makes a retracement, in fact. So it only gets to 0.5. Look at Ethereum, at least it made 100% retracement. Look at other coins though, okay? Like Litecoin, where it actually broke above the high that it made in August, okay? Whereas the equivalent for Link was it retraced only to that area. So then you put these coins like Link, SXP on what I call a shit list, because you compare it to a really good coin like AVE or Alpha or Wi-Fi, and you ask yourself, why would I want to pick you over you, right? You contrast the best picks, and then you're like, these guys are far from it. Why would I even want to do anything remotely close to that when there's just no logic in terms of buying this not volatile coin in any way at all? So SXP really does go on the bottom right now. Okay, and then you just glance through these coins. Neo still stays there. It's done shit. Okay, EOS is worse or just as bad. Tron is bad. BCH is all no, it's horrible still. Like they don't do anything, right? Like from the rally here, we're talking like 20-30% up. So it stays down there. ADA, it stays down there as well, right? It did 30%, but man, we're comparing it to a coin here that did, we're talking like hundreds of percents. So it's really difficult for me to want to even look at any of these coins that have barely moved. They shouldn't even deserve our time or energy. Like what this Wi-Fi is doing, all right, it's doing 133, but the other one's it's outperforming it. I don't know the difference between them. I couldn't even answer it if I tried. I am not a fundamental analyst, right? And you look at Omizi Go and you're like, it's just not fun at all, right? It's in a correction structure still, whereas Ethereum, it's in a fucking bull run, right? Bitcoin is in a bull run, right? Aave is in a bull run. Alpha is in a bull run. Wi-Fi is like just in a massive bull run. CRV, massive bull run right now, okay? Whatever it is. Uni, sushi, okay? All going to the upside. But you look at a coin like Link, like, dear goodness gracious, you know what I'm saying? It's not going anywhere. It's like sidewaysing in the channel almost. So I don't think that I'm gonna be looking at anything below any of this stuff. So I'm just trying to get you guys to understand like how the progression works. So these coins were kind of hot, if you remember months back, right? They all had some major rally, like stupid freaking rallies. Their time and their day will come again. Don't get me wrong, it will come again, but it's just not now. Other altcoins are shining in the spotlight when they were not before. So they're going to alternate in terms of progression of what coins are going to shine in the spotlight and which ones are going to sit in the shadow for now. And our job as a trader is to find out which ones are in season, right? Sometimes some of them will be out of season. It's kind of cold. I'm freezing right now. Some of them will be out of season and some of them will be in season. And clearly the ones that I have above here, like everything above CVC, LTC, Link, or LTC Wi-Fi, they're kind of just there right now. Or sorry, LTC and CVC. So you look at a coin like Aave, right? So how do you even play in these kind of markets, okay? Well, first of all, I have to start off with me, right? Because yes, I'm the best comparison to myself. Put it that way. Or the best at accurately representing what I think my strengths are. So my strengths are, honestly, if I had to label, you have to really ask yourself what your set of strengths are as well, and your weaknesses, and you focus on both, right? So my main strength, honestly, would be to not enter a long position on a breakout, because I know for a fact that I'm gonna miss most of the breakouts. I'll like never catch a breakout where it's like making a pattern. Okay, like if it's making a pattern like in a triangle, there's a good chance I'm not gonna buy it. Like I'm not gonna catch that pattern, ascending triangle or any of those at all. I never catch them. Okay. Yeah, and the only times I catch like a big long is when, okay, this is how my strategies work, right? So I miss a rally every time, almost. Every time going out, like breaking out to 5, I'll miss it every time. Breaking out to 3, I'll catch it most of the time. Sometimes, actually. Break out to 1, never. Break out to 1, um, usually don't catch it either, right? So what I do is I just kind of wait for a 5-wave structure to finish or come close, and then I short the shit out of it, which you guys know that. I look for the 5th wave. I look for the 5th subwave in the 5th wave. I'm trying to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the 5th subwave, and I'll short it. And what I hope for the most, okay, the most is a V-shaped correction, like, or V-shape going up, because usually what happens is like, comes down, lulls, and then there's like a literally like an equal drop, or just like bam, like oops, I erased it. Like sometimes the drop just kind of goes bam like that, right? But most of the time it just goes up like this, and then it comes down a little bit, and then goes like that, and then it just drops off of a cliff, right? That's a lot of times it happens. And what I like to do is I like to catch it when it falls off of that cliff. You know what I mean? So I guess I'm the type of trader where like I don't like to long sit positions as much as I like to short positions, because during that rally, I'd rather be zen, be very calm, and I'd rather use that time wisely to plan for a short position rather than getting caught up in the craze of a rally. So that's just how my mind works. And I've learned that about myself a long time ago, like within the first 2 years of my trading career. Yeah, most people are breakout players. I'm not. I like to short. What I'm getting to is when stuff like this happens, okay? You know, you just get, how do I say this? You know after the first few bars that it's not a joke, the rally, okay? You know that because every coin is like parabolically going upwards, so you kind of know that on the daily, or at least the 6 hour and up, it's going to be really freaking bullish on the RSI, MACD, etc. So then you're going to say to yourself, well, I'm probably not going to be looking to short it anytime soon. And if I do, it needs to be on an extremely low time frame, right? So if we have a rally that's within a short period of time, like for example, this one here, right? This one here, you see a little bit more data on the 2 hour chart, okay? But you're not going to see a lot of data like on the 6 hour chart in terms of bearishly diverging RSI. It's hard because there's just not enough data quite yet, right? So it really comes down, in my opinion, catching a lot of these profits came down to like breaking out, okay? These ones here that are parabolic, just know in your heart that when this parabolic move goes up, gosh, I can't believe I'm like gonna say this, but this is not financial advice, but this is just my own opinion, okay? But I think that when you start to see it parabolically, you can literally buy it on any breakout. Yeah, as long as it's not too crazy parabolic near the top already where it's overextended. You can buy it almost anywhere when it's starting to form, right? As soon as it goes to, okay, this is one of my favorite structures. Check it out. This structure here goes like this, okay? It goes upwards, but here, it kind of goes upwards like that, right? But all of a sudden the slope changes. If you buy like almost anywhere like where it's about to slope upwards, I'm sorry to say this, but you're almost going to be profitable the majority of times on a parabolic breakout. So going long is probably the better way, right? So me, on a parabolic breakout like this, I don't usually even catch the top to short it. It's hard. It's very hard. It's like throwing spaghetti in the wall and seeing which noodles are going to stick. You can't just keep trying every single peak. So instead of going short up there, I know that the parabolic drop is going to happen. Okay? I know it's going to happen. Then I just let it happen. And I just watch it happen. Wicked. Then I use this time, right when it's coming down, to long it. And that's what I've been doing a lot lately. And that's where my profits have been just ridiculously like high in terms of probability of winning wise as well. So that's been working really well lately. I don't even know the point of this video. I just started babbling about a lot of things, and maybe I should end the video. Yeah, I'm kind of just talking through my teeth tonight. I don't really know what the point of this video was. Just kind of giving you my general thoughts of the market tonight. Good night. Bye now.